Warriors, let's really discuss something very important that is coming up in the very near future. It affects each and every one of us. And I want all of you to get on board with me, become a warrior, and know what I'm talking about. And that is the Earn It Act. EARNIT Act. Earn It Act. It will be hitting Congress very, very shortly. I want all of you to know what this is about because we've been talking about this on the Warriors over the past year. And the time is now. It's 2022. The time has come. Hold big tech accountable. They can no longer hide behind full immunity that has been granted to them. So I'm going to keep it very simple and talk about facts versus myths. The Earn It Act will just hold big tech accountable in the facilitation and distribution of child sexual abuse material, CSAM, CSAM. It used to be called pornography, but we're going to be dropping that word because I don't even like to say it. It doesn't really fit the images, graphic nature of what is going on with children. I'm talking about children online. First of all, a lot of you don't realize that exchanging images online of a graphic, nude images, sexual dialogue, do you know that's a form of human trafficking? So you can imagine that so much of that has escalated, especially since COVID began. You know, I was on a television program today and I was asked, how has the pandemic changed human trafficking? Now, of course, warriors, when you just have a couple of minutes to answer, my answer is, well, in every way possible. In one word, escalation. Because you all know, as the world, as all of us went online for work and for school, so did the predators. Wherever the kids are, so are the predators. So that was a tough one to answer. And I am never at a lack for words because I could go on for 24/7 about how COVID, the pandemic, changed human trafficking. It also made the predators realize how easy it is to secure new victims, new predation, while all of the kids are vulnerable, while all of the kids have a lot of time on their hands, while all of the kids are stuck inside, while they're in a virtual kind of online world anyway, the predators were right there. And I don't have to sit and tell you that on every platform available to all of us, if you know where to look, there is human trafficking. There is sexual predation. There is eventually and going on sextortion. There is so much. It's just time to end it. It's ridiculous because child rape, anything against children, anything with children is against the law. So anyway, Earn It. Let's get back to that. Very excited. Very soon. Earn It. It's very basic. It will hold big tech accountable. It will demand best practices that they remove this CSAM, child sexual abuse material. And if they don't, there is a commission made up of 19 people, including our Attorney General, including law enforcement, including people from big tech, including survivors, including people like Lynn's Warriors, nonprofits and organizations working in human trafficking, all coming together, a commission to decide what is the best way to handle this particular case of CSAM, child sexual abuse material. So you see, the internet was born around 1996, Warriors, and a lot has changed since then. So it's time to update how we're dealing with all of this. Because again, let's go back to that TV show I was on today, streaming show, media, whatever you want to call it today. I shouldn't date myself and say TV because things are streamed now and apps and all of that. So let's say media. And we have to protect our children. I talk about it constantly because every single day I'm presented with new facts, new studies, new situations, and none of it's getting any better. And that is really the reason I formed the Warriors, because I felt at this point, I have to step up. I have to step out. I have to educate and raise awareness and share that with you because it is overwhelming. It is tough. Nobody likes to talk about it. But do you know how many mothers have come to me after the fact saying, I should have, I could have, I should have addressed, I should have communicated. So I'm going to leave you with a couple of tips. I want you, when you see me, when you follow me, whether it's here on YouTube, it will be in my radio program every Wednesday, Lynn's Warriors, WVOX, New York, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and you see me tagging and talking about Earn It and saying, it's time, it's 2022, protect our children. Big tech must take responsibility for what is going on. We must take responsibility for what's going on because we are the trusted adults. So it starts with us in our homes, with our own families. I believe it trickles that if we all did that, it would trickle into the community, strengthen the community, and therefore just branch out and strengthen our entire country. Warriors, it's the only way to get at this. Very grassroots, very much about communication with the kids, very much about making them our partners so they don't feel threatened. They don't, come on, kids don't like to come and tell mom and dad stuff. But if you start at an early age with education and make it part of life, remember you wear seatbelts, you put them on the kids, you put the helmets on them, you make them brush their teeth, you tell them not to smoke, not to drink, it's dangerous. But I can't figure out, well, why everyone is not stepping up here and having this added to the list immediately because we are in a crisis, crisis right now, an American crisis. I do not exaggerate. Drastic, yes, because it's all true. So you will retweet, you will share whatever I share on Facebook. You will listen to these videos. You will just start knowing things. You are not to be overwhelmed. You're supposed to just know things, and I'm bringing them to you. Oops, there goes the phone. I forgot to turn that off again, warriors. Excuse me for that. It's a good weekend, too. I don't know when you're listening to this, but I'm here in the middle of New York City. We're expecting a little bit of snow. They go crazy about the snow. When I was a kid, there was snow in New York on the ground all winter long. It was nothing new, but now snow bombs, snow cyclones. I was out a little while ago. All the snow trucks are out with chains and salts. Well, at least they're getting prepared. That's good news. So I'll give that. I believe that's our new mayor, but let me not digress. So that's a good step because we've had snowstorms where nothing got plowed for days and the city shuts down. So we can't have that. But let's get back to Earn It. When you see a tweet, when you see something on Facebook, you read it, please share it on your platforms. We have to do this together. I will have links that I'm not gonna, bore you here or overwhelm you here. What exactly the legal analysis is of the Earn It Act of 2022. What exactly is the take action? Because I have a take action where you hit one button and it will take you right to a page, a take action where you put your name and your zip code and you hit send and it will go to your designated elected official. So all the work is done for you. Right now, I'm just going to keep telling you, Earn It Act is going to protect our children. It is going to hold big tech accountable. Why, after all, if I can get censored on Instagram, and I still don't know why, but it's going into 5 weeks, I post very, I share pictures. I don't put anything crazy compared to other people I see. They're censoring me, but they're not censoring child sexual abuse material that is rampant and escalating on these platforms. And it's only getting worse, warriors, because in 2022, we are going into Web 3.0 and the metaverses. So like our good friend Chris McKenna always says, you flip a light switch on, the light goes on. You don't really know what's going on behind it, but it works. That's what you need to know about metaverses and Web 3.0. You don't get stuck in all the darkness and weeds figuring out what exactly this is. Know that it's going to be very problematic. Know that you and your children are going to be involved in it. And know that it will cut out, the middleman. Everybody will be allowed in the metaverses to have their own internet, their own spaces, their own blockchains, their own what they call substacking. Again, not to confuse you, just to let you know this is all happening as we sit here and talk about child predation that's now rampant on all of these platforms. So you know it's only going to get worse, and it's up to you to be a warrior and protect the kids and protect yourselves. Remember, you have to know what's going on. Who could keep up with all of this? We didn't grow up in this internet world. So we don't know. That's another thing a lot of parents and grandparents tell me. I just don't know, so I back off. I'm scared. No, you can't be scared. Excellent resources available to read at your own speed in your own time, but I urge you to do it immediately. Start getting on top of this. Always go to linswarriors.org. I'll be putting a lot of new information up this weekend. Always go to, let's see, protectyoungeyes.com. Wonderful blogs, newsletters, take actions, safety features and filters. Our good friend Chris McKenna, you can email him. You don't understand how to do something on an iPhone, you don't understand about a router. Chris is a great guy, father of four. He will help you do it. So you can email Chris, protectyoungeyes.com. We also have defendyoungminds.com. Now, this is children and porn. And I am going to really start talking about this more because it is more of a problem than any of us have ever realized. And it's not an easy subject, but our good friend Kristen Jensen from defendyoungminds.com has done it all for us. She was my guest this past Wednesday on Lynn's Warriors radio program. And Kristen has written a couple of best-selling books. She has one book, Good Pictures, Bad Pictures, ages 3 to 6. Picture book, you sit with your child. Suggested dialogue, suggested take actions, suggested everything done for you. Takes all the scary and crazy out for you. Then she has, part 2 for the older kids, which is 7 to 12. And it's more of a workbook you do with your child or children. It's a must because we do know by the age of 11 that almost every child has already seen some form of pornography. So it's never too early to start. We suggest age 3, age appropriate. If you look at these books, go to defendyoungminds.com. It is worth every penny to have these in your home because all of the work is done for you from Kristen Jensen, a beautiful, wonderful woman who has devoted her life to educating us. And she also has a school curriculum, defense, brain defense, digital defense. Again, we're talking digital. Get on top of this, warriors. So we have that. Monitoring tools, Bark, BARK.us. I always tell you about Bark. Terrific. Does all the work for you. Over 30 apps. They will monitor and notify you if something's wrong on your child or teen's phone. You have to start using this stuff, warriors, because it's there for the taking. And I want to leave you with one final note. You're going to remember, well, I should say not one final note. I have a couple of final notes, but earn it. EARN. It. Act. Earn it. Act. Just start saying it. Earn it. Big tech has to earn their immunity. They can censor somebody like me. Again, they're not censoring the predators. They're not censoring child sexual abuse material. That more images in 2020 from the National Center on Missing and Exploited Children, otherwise known as NCMEC, the home of the Amber Alert, reported 21.7 million in 1 year alone. Can you imagine what goes unreported? The largest growth in a year. That is 2020. The new facts, and we're all horrified because we hear they are beyond belief. I can't even believe when we know also in 2020, everything has escalated 97.5% up with images and all of this CSAM, child sexual abuse material. In February, which begins next week, the new stats and data will be brought to us. I believe next Friday, actually, internally, but announced to the public sometime in February. So we're on top of that for you at the Warriors. But if we're at 97.5%, just know it's all horrific. We also want to work towards, if any of you are involved in school districts and want to reach out to me, because we want to, now that we're open from COVID, we're not open from COVID. New York City is definitely not open for a lot of things, but other places are. I'll be announcing soon a curriculum out on Long Island. Fingers crossed with the Warriors. We'll be doing some work in upstate Dutchess County, the Poughkeepsie area. I'll be announcing that shortly. Today, lots of good stuff going on. We'll be fingers crossed again, Florida. So we're making a move. We're not waiting for New York City, but I will tell you that I will be part of a discussion that I'll be initiating here at the WNRC Club, which is in New York City. If any of you are around, warriors, be on the lookout for that information, and I'll certainly keep you updated. It was canceled during the month of January, Human Trafficking Prevention Month, just rescheduled today for March 10th, Thursday night at 6 p.m. But I'm going to keep you up to date about that as I'm working hard to get these events back on the calendar, because education and raising awareness, it's the only way to intervene and prevent new victims. We don't want them to be your child, your grandchild, or even you. So remember, earn it. Remember some of these great resources for free. I just laid out a bunch of stuff for you. Read, educate yourselves. I'm very serious, warriors. We all have to do something. We have to start. I'm giving you the information. I will leave you now with one final thing. Please sign up for my weekly warrior newsletter. It is full of information, phone numbers, and websites. You need to know. You need to have an action plan in place. And you know what? I hope you never, ever, and I mean, I pray, I truly pray you never have to use it, because I have seen firsthand the devastation. I have seen how families are destroyed and ripped apart from all of this. I have seen how vulnerable teens are sucked into this very nonchalantly, and the parents have no clue. I have seen vulnerable families where maybe there's one parent and the teen wants to make some extra money. And this is not the way. We want to engage, educate, and empower. We want to partner with companies that will help us empower people. We'll have job opportunities. We got a lot of stuff going on, warriors. So sign up for that newsletter. Go to linswarriors.org, scroll down on the right side. You can't miss it. E-newsletter. I usually send them out every Tuesday or Wednesday. I'd like to do it on Mondays. It just never seems to happen. So you look for that in your inbox, sign up. You want to be armed with information. You want to have a take action plan in place, and you want to be a warrior. I need all of you. I can't do this alone. So come along with me. We're going to let these stinking predators and criminals do things to us, our children, our grandchildren? I don't think so. And neither do you. So I'll see you soon. In the meantime, remember, today and every day, be a warrior.